You are listening to Stories from the Heart, inspiring tales of life, love, and learning, presented by the Camarillo Healthcare District. In this episode, Susan Seitz shares a story about her creative approach to an otherwise difficult topic with aging parents and how her dad incorporated humor and hijinks.
I grew up in Chicago, along with my 4 brothers and a sister. My mother stayed at home, took care of us, while my father, he worked 2 jobs. During the day, he was a teacher, and at night, he worked in a greeting card shop, printing. Being a teacher, Dad, of course, he wanted us to go through Catholic grade school and high school, and also choose a college. And we all became very successful. Our family wasn't without challenges like most. But after working 35 years with children with emotional problems, I feel so grateful to have had them. We were all so happy when Dad finally retired. It was their turn for fun, relaxation, and having more money on hand. Unfortunately, Mom was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. She passed away 2 years after Dad retired. Months later, I flew to Chicago and convinced my father to move to Arizona. After all, my 2 brothers and I lived there. Dad, all his life, had been a risk taker, and he always went for the gusto. But now, since Mom died, he was alone and deeply grieving. We did not want him to be lonely. He took a few nights to think about it and agreed finally. This was not going to be an easy move. You see, Dad was that teacher, and like a lot of teachers in those days, it was not a digital world, no access to computers. And he collected resources, valuable resources. He had books and magazines and papers to the tune of 110 boxes. He got busy sorting. He did good. He trimmed them down from 110 to 40 boxes. Fast forward 12 years later. I'm at Dad's apartment in Phoenix, Arizona, sitting in his bedroom. I was looking at the boxes on his bedroom wall, floor to ceiling, corner to corner. I said, Dad, do you even know what's in these boxes? He replied, not really. I said, where are your insurance papers, your will, bank statements, and other critical papers? He said, well, Susan, they are somewhere in those boxes. I thought, yikes, it's going to be so hard to go through those boxes when he dies. But just then an idea occurred. I said, hey, Dad, how about we have a dress rehearsal? We'll pretend that in 2 weeks' time, you will be dead. By then, you will have quickly shuffled through the papers in the boxes and pull out the critical papers and put them in one place. He liked the idea of a fake death rehearsal. He was up for the challenge. As a reward, I said, hey, I'll take you to a great lunch place. We decided on a date and time and shook hands on the deal. My dad had panache and enthusiasm. He stuck to our storyline. Every day I'd get home, there'd be a new phone message from Dad. First day, beep, Susan, this is Dad. I went to the doctor today. He told me I only have 2 weeks to live. I'm in shock. Next day, beep, I'm not feeling well today. I think I'm declining rapidly. Each day, the messages got more creative and more dramatic. Finally, the day of our rehearsal arrived. By now, Dad's enthusiasm had infected me. That morning, I put on my grieving clothes, a black top, black pants, even a black scarf. In my hand was a bouquet of Dad's favorite flowers, red carnations. I knocked on the door. No answer. He knew I was coming. Well, that was strange. I tried opening the door, but it only opened a little. I had to wedge my hand in and knock over the chair that was preventing the door from opening. As I gazed around the room, Dad was nowhere in sight. I was suddenly drawn to his dining room table. On it were neatly laid out papers and a box. Dad, in his style as a teacher, wrote on the first page, "Susan, do you know what to do next?" He had multiple choices. A, call the police. B, call your older brother. C, call the apartment manager. Second paper, a picture of himself. He had written an obituary. Third paper was a short farewell letter. "Goodbye, world. I tried my best. I worked hard, and I had a good life. See you all in heaven." The last 2 pages were lists of places to call, like Social Security and Veterans Administration. And in front of each line, well, to the side, was a little box. And after we called, we could just check off that box. Then finally I looked up and saw the critical box. It was a white legal box, brightly decorated with colored magic markers. In the middle were the bold letters, "Critical Papers." "Yay, Dad! Mission accomplished. Dad? Dad?" No reply. I started to get a little worried. Was he in danger or something? I began a search. I did not know what to think. Could he have passed out? I looked in his shower. I slid open his closet door. Whoa! I was shocked to see a mountain of laundry in the corner. I thought, yikes, I better come back and help him with his laundry. Soon I was getting desperate. My 2 brothers were at work. I didn't want to bother them. I thought maybe Dad crawled out of his bedroom windows if he was in danger. I ran and checked, but it was only open a crack. 15 minutes had passed. Still no Dad. Exasperated, I plopped onto the couch, threw my hands up in the air, and said, "I give up." Suddenly, I heard the sliding closet door. Soon Dad appeared with disheveled hair and crumpled clothes. I asked, "Where the hell were you?" He said, "I was hiding under that pile of clothes in the closet. I wanted to give you the full impact of my being gone." I was taken aback. And I must admit, for a fleeting moment, I did feel the emptiness of his absence. Dad continued to live a rich, full life, playing his violin, reading many books, socializing, and going to the movie. We had moved to California, and my brother and I took care of him. We celebrated his 90th birthday with 20 neighbors and friends in our retirement community. After the party, He thanked my brother and I for such a great party and invited us to sit down. He said 90 was enough years for him to live. And 2 weeks later, he died. As my brothers and sister and I were going through his papers in the brightly colored critical box, I could not help but chuckle when I thought of how that box came to be. I now have my own brightly colored critical box. It's filled with passwords, credit card information, and so on. I update it regularly. I now know how important and kind that will be for those left behind. Thanks, Dad. I will always be grateful for the great memories, for your love, your corny jokes, enthusiasm, and of course, your critical box.
Thank you for listening to Stories from the Heart, inspiring tales of life, love, and learning, presented by the Camarillo Healthcare District. If you would like to share your story, please visit camhealth.com and fill out our form under Share Your Story. You'll work with a storytelling coach to fine-tune your story for broadcast. We are looking for people to share health or caregiver journeys, to talk about personal experience, moments in time, and lessons learned while navigating life. These life stories will paint a visual picture with words. They should be 5 to 10 minutes long and must be primarily about the storyteller and their truths, experiences, and emotions.